Hey, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Hope you guys are having a great day. I'll be honest, I'm going to try and get through this video as quick as I can. This was not the video I intended to put out today, but Arknight's Twitter page kind of just put out something new. I literally just recorded this, and then boom, power went out, corrupted the video. So I'm going to try and get through this before the power can go out again, so that way I don't have to do this a third time. But yeah, so Arknight's Twitter just put out a new tweet that changes up the game a little bit for the next upcoming events coming to Global Arknight. So before we get into that real quick, just a little reminder, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. That way you always know when I put out a new video just like this one. Helps out the channel. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and follow us over at twitch.tv/xjazz207. We are trying to hit that affiliate goal of 50 followers. We're currently at 20. I do have some plans for once we hit that affiliate marker, so that way you guys can have a little bit more fun in the chat. So help us out by going over there, giving us a quick follow. But without further ado, let's jump right in and talk about this tweet that I had mentioned. So put out this tweet, and I'll be honest, I didn't know what this meant. You know, I saw it and I was like, okay, it's just a little bit of lore stuff. But as people were pointing out in the thread, is that the JP version mentions those girls. So it's very likely that this is about the Ursus Happy Fun Times event. Now, if you don't know what that is, if we look over here, this is what the supposed schedule for banners was going to be. So, right, so we just had Bagpipe. Phantom was supposed to be up next, followed by the W banner, followed by the Absinthe banner, and lastly, the one that we're going to be talking about today, the Rosa banner or Polka banner, however you want to say it. I prefer Rosa. So because of this tweet, it's kind of cryptic, there's nothing confirmed, but we are now supposing that the Rosa banner is now being inserted between Bagpipe and Phantom. Now, this is probably because Yostar wants to move the W banner back to that 1-year anniversary, just like on CN servers. So on the current schedule, it was probably going to come out somewhere in the October, November, December range, depending on how fast they want to pump these out, probably closer to November. But it looks like now we're inserting the Rosa banner in between Bagpipe and Phantom to spread that out a little bit more. I'm a little bit bummed because I was really looking forward to getting Phantom. I was actually currently working on getting Phantom materials, so now I might have to switch things up a little bit. This event is still nothing to sneeze at. There are a lot of good operators here. So let's go ahead and look at potentially your next operators that you could be getting. So first up is Rosa. Like I said, Rosa or Polka. First of all, her design, absolutely fantastic. She is like a souped up Pramnex, and her E2 is fantastic. I'm getting a lot of like S-Death vibes. It's just gorgeous. So she's a new sniper. We got a new 6-star sniper. She is going to be prioritizing targets with the highest weight. That's what she's doing. She's hitting those hard enemies. Now, you may be saying, why is this the case? Snipers are not very good at heavy enemies because usually they have a ton of armor. Well, her first talent, when attacking heavy enemies, she's going to be ignoring some of their defense. Now, she already hits pretty hard, but in ignoring that defense, she's going to be hitting the heaviest enemies a lot harder, which is nice. Enemies that can prioritize those heavy enemies is nice. Get them off the battlefield so that way they're not gumming up the battlefield. Just get them off the field. Her other talent, when in team, all Ursa Student Council operatives, oh my god, gain attack plus 10%. Now, when I was doing my research for this, the only ones I could find that are currently in the game are Zima, Gummy, and Istina, plus herself. So those units will be getting an attack buff. Now, I don't think that those are necessarily high priority units, but if that's what you have, hey, it's a little bit of benefit. But I don't think that that is why you're going to be using Rosa. As far as her skills go, skill 1 is just your basic attack up. Skill 2, basic attack up, but she's attacking an additional target. Lastly, skill 3 is what you want to be using her for. She's going to get an attack buff. She's going to immediately hit 4 enemies with the highest weight, and she's going to bind them in place and deal damage every second for 8 seconds. This does have a pretty quick recharge time at 30 seconds. Not bad. I kind of like this. I'm wondering, you know, I want to see how much damage she actually does. I mean, this seems like it's going to do a ton of damage. And the fact that it binds those heavy units, if you can catch them before they hit a defender, she might be able to just kill them before they even hit one of your defenders. So that's super nice. Her range, she's got a normal, sorry, not a normal. When she's base, she's normal. But once you E1 her, she gets a really unique range, really wide, which is actually, kind of cool. She's adding 2 additional squares on either side of her normal range. Really interesting range. She also can't hit the row right in front of her, which is very different. So interested to see how she plays out. I'm excited for, I was excited for her anyway, but she's just coming a little bit sooner. Next up, we have the limited operator that you can get through the event, Absinthe. Now, Absinthe is very, very interesting. One of the things that I'm finding, like especially on my free-to-play account, obviously my main doesn't really have this issue because it just like overpowers everything. But my free-to-play account, sometimes the issue I have is that operators don't attack the weakest enemy on the field. And the problem with that is if you put an operator down, like say there's 3 units on a defender, right? And you got a 4th coming, and you put down a caster to try and kill that last one real fast, they may target the enemy with the highest attack. And so you have an enemy that's almost dead, but it's just not dying. So what Absinthe does, Absinthe prioritizes enemies with the lowest HP on the battlefield, or in her range at least. So her talent, when attacking enemies with less than 40% HP, she's going to increase her damage. Okay. Now, her skill 1, she's going to increase her attack, prioritize the enemy with the current lowest HP, and it's an infinite duration. I like these infinite duration effects. You're still getting the effect, and you don't have to worry about proccing their skills all the time. And then her skill 2, every attack deals 4 hits at 90% each. However, they no longer target enemies with higher than 50%. So if you just want, kind of a normal caster, she can do that. But if you do want that unit to prioritize the weakest enemies in her range, this is a good one to go to. I really like this style of unit. It's nice to be able to have one of those like sweepers that can just clear off the weakened enemies and make sure that your defenders and your guards are holding down the ground and not leaking because you have 1 or 2 enemies that just won't die. Next up, we have Leonhardt, which is our new caster nuker operative. Very cool, very like Kingdom Hearts-esque looking operator. As far as talents go, for every enemy within attack range, he's getting more attack, right? Because he's all about doing big damage fast. So basically, what Leonhardt is like Afiala's skill 2. So his skill 2 right here, it increases his attack range and immediately deals a big old magic attack. And it also inflicts magic resistance and can hold a bunch of charges. And it is a manual trigger. So unlike Afiala, where she does just unload them at her own will, you can kind of save these up and use them when you want, which is really nice. So you're not using them on like 1 enemy at a time. You can wait until they stack up. So Leonhardt, really cool operator coming. I do like the nukers, and if you don't have an Afiala, this is a nice alternative. He's only a 5-star unit, so he shouldn't be that hard to get. Really good alternative if you don't already have an Afiala. Last up, we have Podenko, I think sounds a little bit better. A new supporter, a new 4-star supporter who kind of does a little bit of everything. So she's increasing the damage of your other supporters, which, I don't think is that big of a deal. I don't think anyone's really taken like a support team. So, whatever. As far as skill 1, well, you're probably not M3 yet. But attack, she's increasing her own attack, and her attacks change to healing. So you get a little bit of damage, you get a little bit of healing, kind of like a nightmare. And then her skill 2, she's going to release a spore cluster that lasts for 5 seconds, and it slows all enemies, silences their special abilities, and deals magic damage every second. So, kind of an all-around character. She doesn't really do like one thing exceptionally well. She's kind of, she's a supporter. She's going to do a little bit of everything. And then, of course, finally, when this event does come out, there's going to be a whole event, like a whole campaign, which we will talk about if this is the case and this is the next event. But for now, I just wanted to go over the operators, ones you should be looking forward to. And if you do want to change up your farming routine, you may want to be looking at these operators instead if you want to transition and try and go for Rosa. If not, I would say continue farming for your Phantom, for your W, because they are coming, but just a little bit later than anticipated, probably. Again, this is not confirmed, but it's very likely. So guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Just one more time, if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below me, so that way you always know when I'm putting out a new video. And remember, follow me over on Twitch, xjazz207 on Twitch. We are trying to hit affiliate. I do stream there usually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays around 8 p.m. EST. I have been streaming a little bit more than that because of contingency contract. I may continue on doing that a little bit more. But guys, that is going to do it for today. Hope you guys did enjoy. See you guys in the next video. Peace.